Ready to make it happen? you you ready to do this? You. Late ill kid at OneYoungsta holding it down, bringing that street geek and nerd soul. What is up, my people? Today, yeah, coming with another wonderful episode of Loungin. We are chilling here today, having a wonderful time. A little bit late, but we got NERDSoulite and we got Lady Lisa.
Hey, y'all.
All right, so we in here ready to have a good time. Big shout out to the chat. See a couple people up in there kicking it. What's up? I'm gonna throw some shout outs to right behind me, Dave Farrar, the artist sponsored wall, Geek Fine Art on Instagram. Check him out. Also, big shout out to the Belize International Film Festival. Been covering some of their stuff. I got some more stuff to cover, but they're awesome too. And then lastly, big shout out to Basilica, new subscriber, and also Thought Crimes, Alan Lewis, Kristen, Christmas 808, all that good stuff. So we got a pretty cool show. We got some stuff. We got some fun stuff to talk about. Let's go on and get into these chicken wars. This is a light story, sort of. You know, the chicken wars is back. You know, Popeyes, they came out, they was like, yo, we here. We doing it, and we're back, and the sandwich is here, and you better believe it. And as many thought and many assumed, some pandemonium, you know, you got long lines, blocking people, got to direct traffic for the sandwich and all that. And unfortunately, there's been some mishaps. All right, so in one line, there was a young man that ended up being killed, but we don't know if it was over the sandwich. Like they're trying to make it like it's over the sandwich. It might not be over the sandwich. You know what I'm saying?
The point is, you came there for a sandwich, a wing, a leg, whatever it was.
Chicken poppers.
And y'all can't even conduct yourselves civilly enough to get your chicken without somebody literally getting killed. Like, come on, y'all.
Okay. As a matter of fact, that's perfect volume too. Right there, you perfect, girl. Girl, we here. Just because someone dies at a chicken establishment.
No, I'm gonna stop. No. What you not gonna do? Before you even finish that statement, if you have to start a statement with just because someone dies, I don't even want to hear what comes after that. Just because someone dies at a chicken establishment doesn't mean it had anything to do with the chicken. That's irrelevant. The point is, you went there for chicken, and you can't even conduct yourself properly to get the chicken without someone literally dying. Literally dying.
Okay, good point. You know, there was a young man ended up dead. You know, rest in peace. You know, nobody wants to die over chicken or in a chicken-related or maybe chicken-adjacent mishap. All right, and then there's also been fights in Popeye's restaurants. It's been tough out there. You know what I'm saying? It's been tough out there in them streets for Popeyes in general. Some places have been unsafe. I don't know what we need to learn from this besides the fact that like we can all line up and enjoy things, like go to big things together, and just like we know you've been waiting. We know you angry and stuff. Just try.
What you angry about though? What you angry about?
I don't know. Maybe somebody cut the guy and he was like, "Yo, stop cutting." And he was like, "Well, I cut what I want, dog." And then I mean, I don't know.
It's not that serious. Look. If it makes you that angry to stand in line for the chicken sandwich, guess what? Get your butt out of line. You survived without the sandwich before it came. You will survive without the sandwich afterward. If you are an impatient person and you that hungry, go somewhere else.
All right.
This ain't for you.
And also, I've done some small research here in Los Angeles myself. I noticed on Friday night, Chick-fil-A's line was a little bit shorter than it usually is on Friday nights. And then also I noticed that the chicken sandwich from Popeyes is a little smaller than it was in the summer.
Not a little. It's a lot smaller. I saw your sandwich.
It's a reduction.
I saw your sandwich.
It's a reduction. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying.
Y'all know how when you was younger and you thought the little Debbie cakes was like
mad big
because you had them little baby hands, and then you get a little Debbie cake now, and it's like
Look at this.
I know my hands are bigger, but I feel like this is much smaller also.
Big shout out to Little Miss Chocolate in the chat. What up? What up? Nice to see you. Also, guys, going to hit that thumbs up. Help us out. Put some comments, all that good stuff. And if you hit that thumbs down, that's okay. But we're gonna send Omarion's mama after you. So anyway,
are they supposed to be scared? Because I don't think she's gonna do anything scary from what I heard.
Well, yeah, she might. If you a guy, she might help you out. But you know, I guess the moral of the story with Popeyes is just just move in peace. You know, if something happens in the line, let it go. Let it go. You can have some chicken and have a good time, and you don't have to. Nobody has to die. I think that's the biggest thing. In most situations, no one has to die. All right, just keep that in mind. You know what I'm saying? For all y'all. All right. So I want to roll back a little bit. This is slightly older news, but we took a week off because, of course, we had the watch along with Arcatron. Kirk Franklin put up a post talking about like, yo, I'm not messing with TBN right now. He talks about two occasions. One where he made a speech and it was about, of course, Black Lives Matter, racial injustice, stuff like that. And he prayed and they cut it out. And he said, they had their issue. They came to words or whatever. They discussed it. And it seemed like everything was cool on his end. And then, of course, again, this year, there's more police violence going on. So in this case, I believe he said he was talking about like Botham Jean, but I can't remember exactly who he was talking about. But again, they cut the speech and the prayer with everybody again. And he made a big statement in his video talking about how the Black experience has been kind of removed from gospel when it comes to like the mainstream gospel. And I don't mess with TBN anyway, and all of those, like, I don't mess with them. But it is very interesting to see that, well, I won't say interesting. I'm not surprised that they cut it. I'm not surprised. Unfortunately, when you say systematic or systemic racism, well, part of the system is the church that's inside the system. It just trickles down. It's just people. It's just people inside. Those are the same people that's being racist at a store or something, or let's say biased to help white people swallow that one. But the bottom line is continuing to silence Black people whenever they feel that they're maybe out of line or that it doesn't represent their space. And I actually see where he's coming from. And even though I'm not surprised, I feel bad because this is something that happened, and from his perspective, he's like, oh, cool, we worked it out. So I don't have to worry about this no more. You know what I'm saying? And then, of course, it happens the very next year. So for someone like, if they're silencing Kirk Franklin, who, when it comes to gospel music, is probably maybe the most popular, I'd say, gospel artist.
Well, I really don't know, honestly, because
at least in mainstream media, I guess you can say.
Well, I don't know. There's so many artists out now, so I really don't know who is the most popular. At this time, I'm not really up on the latest gospel artists. My thing with this is I would like to know what the conversation was the first time, because I just would like to know what that conversation was, because I want to know how they eased and squeezed their way out of that. What is the explanation of you purposely cutting out a section? It's not like you said, oh, we had to cut just the end because you went long.
Yeah.
You cut out a specific section of what I was saying, and you knew that what I was saying was important to me because I took this platform to say it. So if my
Yeah.
speech was too long, you could have, picked and chosen what parts to cut out and not cut out that part, but you chose that. So I would love to know what the conversation was that allowed him to walk away feeling like, okay, we on the same page.
It was probably one of those like, oh, we're so sorry, it's cut for time or something, or we weren't editing it, someone else edited it, and we, how they shift the blame.
Right.
And honestly, I hate to say this, I would normally stand with Kirk Franklin, but technically I don't watch those channels anyway, and I don't support, so I can't really, I stand with him, but I can't boycott TBN or any, because I don't watch those shows. I mean, I don't watch those networks.
Yeah. And I had, looked at some of the tweets and stuff in the link you sent to me. And a lot of people are just saying, what would you expect from TBN, da 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 da. And I understand that point of view of, they've never, been like, up in arms for us in terms of as Black people. However, if you are going to use us, to draw people to your channel,
draw people to actually
watch. Then we are going to demand that you respect us. And I totally agree. Like, it doesn't even have to be, where you're standing on the front lines with us, for Black Lives Matter issues and things like that. But we have an understanding. We put a program together or we're honored or whatever it may be, and you're a platform for us to use. And at the same time, we're drawing views for you. There's a mutual understanding here. We're mutually beneficial to each other. However, it's to our detriment when we stand up to say something that is important to us and our people, and then you want to censor us. See, that's when the deal is no longer mutually beneficial.
Yeah, because also remember what they're also hiding is all of us praying together. That's a strong image and a strong message to send. Why are you cutting that out? Well, even beyond what he's talking about, to see all of them praying together for a specific thing could be a powerful movement.
No, see, the thing is, they want to show us all praying together because they love.
Just not for Black people.
Thank you. They love to show kumbaya moments all the time.
Oh, yeah, true that.
And I'm always like, I'm sorry, but I can't sit here and do a kumbaya with you when you won't even acknowledge what we kumbayaing for.
Thank you. You know what I'm saying? So, Kirk Franklin, look, I got your back. Ever since, I don't know, since Stomp, but I got your back more so now.
Since Silver and Gold.
Silver and gold. Silver. Man, I remember, all right, so there was this old dude in my choir. There's an old dude in my choir. He started up, he was like, silver and gold.
Like all off.
He was like, silver and gold.
I don't know where you go with that, but you off tune. So the rest of the song is gonna be totally off.
Oh man, but look, hey, that's how it was back then. So silver and gold, boy. So Kirk Franklin, we got your back. NERDSoul holding you down. We here. So jump back to the front this week or earlier this week. T.I. MD, PhD. Gynecologicals,
official hymen checker aficionado,
official OBGYN T.I. Okay, so T.I. earlier this week, he was on a podcast. He was quoted in saying, "Hey, to make sure my daughter stays a virgin, I go to all of her OBGYN checks, and I make sure that I get a report saying that her hymen is still intact." And that I know that she ain't having sex. And it's weird. Oh, it's extremely weird and extremely controlling. But I want to preface. Well, first, I want to see how you feel about it because I see you over there with your hands in your eye to your head. So
let me just say this though, and I'm laughing because I'm thinking about what I was reading about it. Because all of a sudden, when Daddy wanted to know that your hymen is in check, right? All of a sudden, you have people talking about, well, your hymen can be broken by riding a horse and riding a bike. If your hymen was broken by riding a bike or a horse or anything else and not by having sex, please comment below. We will wait to hear from your plethora of comments. Sit down somewhere.
Sit your butt down.
All of a sudden, when Daddy want to come to the thing, oh well, see,
you know it can be broken multiple ways.
I mean, what kind of horse? Are you riding the horse the right way?
Yeah,
like,
and this is not to say that I agree with T.I.
No, it's just
what
funny.
This seems like, because someone, big shout out to Brian, his producer, I believe. We had a discussion about this yesterday. He brought up, he was like, well, T.I. is a teen father. Mm-hmm. And think about the overprotection of a father that was also a teen father. So he's taking this way too far because he's like, oh, I went through this, blah, blah, blah. Now, with that said, you still don't need to do the whole hymen thing, bruh. You don't. You talk to your daughter, and if you were a teen father, what you do is you be like, yo, look, I had you when I was, I don't know how old he was, say 15, 16. All right. And these are the things that I had to go through that were extremely hard that I never want you to go through. Now, on the flip side, when people were all mad at Ashley Simpson, I was like, well, the problem with teen pregnancy is that teens ain't got no money, but the Simpson family got money. So what's the problem?
What they got to do with her getting pregnant?
No, but what I'm saying is, usually the biggest thing that people talk about is like, you can't afford a baby. You can't afford a baby. But I'm like, well, Ashley Simpson can afford a baby. So, and not throwing off the other stuff. I'm just saying, like, the biggest thing that always comes up is people can't afford a baby.
Well,
so
I
maybe she's looking at it like, she's like, but I don't live your life, Dad. Like, I'm fine.
Yeah, but I don't think the biggest thing is the afford. That's part of it.
Yeah.
But it's not just affordability. It's about, you don't know nothing.
Yeah, you don't know nothing about that.
You're still being raised.
Yeah, you're not finished. And I know a lot of people were jumping out with the kind of like trend of she's 18. Bruh, let's be for real. Let's all be for real.
So what that mean?
We ain't know nothing when we was 18.
So what that mean?
Let's be for real.
You still
not saying that you're stupid at 18, but not saying that you're wise at 18.
Not saying that you ain't stupid. I'm just saying.
Let's be for real. But T.I. is extremely controlling. I think there's a better way to go about this. The best way, honestly, to go about this is the good thing is that he has his wife there. And you're there to actually have this conversation from both ends. Like, this is what was hard for me. This is what was hard for your mom. But like Little Miss Chocolate says, T.I. has control issues. He has totally violated her rights when he asked the doctor if she's still a virgin. Now, question, did he violate her rights since she's his child? See, we get into this weird thing and I don't know, he's a little guy, but I mean, I get all his information and he's but I mean, he said he's been going every year. So technically people are talking about year 18, but let's not forget 17, 16, 15, 14, blah, 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 blah. 14, she's my child. And not saying that I would do what T.I. did, but is it out of the ordinary to ask the doctor about your child's physical health or have those records because they are your child? You know what I'm saying? It's weird. It's kind of like a little bit of column A and a little bit of column B. Like column A, he's controlling and he's weird. Column B, she is his child, and overprotective as he may be, people joke about it all the time. Your job is to keep her off the pole. And I don't know the girl personally, but maybe she's a little fast, and maybe he's trying. I don't know.
I don't know.
But you know how fathers might try and like overdo it. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. See, that's the thing. That's all relative in terms of whether you say
like overdoing it.
I think this is the other thing too. I haven't seen any quotes from the daughter or what have you, so I think we're doing a lot of assuming when we say that he violated her rights. I think we need to be very careful using terms like that because it sounds like he manhandled her and forced her to allow the doctor to give him information. And if that's the case, I can't see the doctor doing it, in all good conscience. But so we don't know if that's the case. She may be like, well, I ain't doing nothing no way, so you can look if you want to. I really don't care. Yeah. We don't know. So I don't want to go down this road of he violated, her rights.
Because we don't super know.
We don't super know. Now,
but I do think it's a very ironic thing of you so scared of your daughter running into a dude that's like you.
Yeah.
I do think it's that.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny how life comes back at you. So I'm sure that bothers him, that haunts him, and hey, that's kind of how it works. Don't be the dude that you're trying to keep your daughter from dating and being with. But I honestly, I'm kind of torn on this whole issue. I understand how it looks, very overbearing, to
Yeah.
say the least, on his part. But at the same time, like you and I had this conversation. Look, we always talk about how it's daddy's job to quote unquote keep his daughter off the pole.
Yeah.
Not to equate this, not to say that she's on the pole.
Yeah, not to say that.
But that term means that you're trying to keep your daughter from
like sexual activity, stuff like that.
Putting herself in those types of situations. Now we may not agree with how he's doing it, but if he's been doing this all these years, that's how he's chosen to do it. I think, honestly, the biggest mistake he is telling everybody about it. That was the biggest mistake he made. Yeah. Because it may seem extreme to us, but he may feel like this is what
this is the only way he knows how to be.
Is the right thing to do for my daughter. Now, to go back to what you were saying about, they should just, just talk to her and tell her what you went through. You and I both know, and everybody
they don't always work for everybody.
Everybody knows that if you want to be honest, your parents can talk you till you blue in the face. You still gonna do some jacked up stuff and go behind it. You gonna sit there and lie to their face. You haven't said no.
Straight up, I'm gonna keep it real.
Hold on. No, I'm not having. No, you just had sex last night.
I had sex yesterday.
So, and he may be like, I already know what she's doing. She's not going to tell me the truth. I know, or whatever. And so he's still like, I'm, still going to go check. Or he knows that she's been sneaking out doing this, that, and the third.
Because see, we don't know.
What they want to do, and you just find how he talks to his wife. I've looked at the interviews, and when she says stuff and he doesn't like it, he kind of like snaps back at her. And I see how she lowers her head. I see how she changes her tone. She lowers her tone. And I look at how
he's controlling. He's weird. But I guess I kind of see where he's sort of trying to come from.
Yeah, and it is. And I agree with you when you said it's hypocritical. It's very hypocritical.
Yeah.
Because the way he speaks about women and all, in his music and everything. And I'm sure what his daughter has seen living the life that she's lived, is totally hypocritical of what he seems to be trying to preach to her, is that you're supposed to, save yourself, preserve your body, this, that, and the other. But it's like, but what about all the hoes? I mean, hey, isn't that what y'all want? Don't y'all want, these hoes is gonna drop it, pop it, lick it, dip it, all whatever. Isn't that what y'all want? Because that's all you talk about.
Yeah,
y'all ain't making songs about the girl of your dreams that you want to marry, and that ain't what y'all talking about.
And then being surrounded by those women, because probably I'm pretty sure that she's been on sets for music and whatever, and so it's a weird situation. Because after a few days, like I definitely thought it was weird, but after realizing that he was a teen father, I was like, you know what? Some of this kind of makes a little more sense now.
Yeah,
like some of this kind of makes a little more sense where I'm like, he's already controlling, but being controlling and being weird in general, plus being a teen father and having that kind of overbearing, like trying too hard to protect, you know what I'm saying? Because it's weird, so I'm 37. So I come from, like my mom was all up in my business. So it's not as crazy to me, you know what I'm saying? But you never really know what someone's experience is, you know what I'm saying? Especially with their family. But with that said, there's there's some other disputes to talk about on The View. Whoopi Goldberg breaking up fights. Well, it's not really a fight. Whoopi Goldberg was on set and got people to calm down because they were going back and forth over, I cannot remember the man's name now, and please forgive me because he has like a Purple Heart and all this stuff, but he went and he testified for the president's alleged misconduct on the phone with trying to get a tit for tat to either give aid to Ukraine or not to give aid to Ukraine based on whether they would investigate the company that Joe Biden's son is on the board of, I think. Is he on the board or is he like a CEO or something? I can't remember. Sure. I think he's on the board of. So, you know, there's back and forth, and there's arguments about, like, you can't question someone, you know, because of their service. You know what I'm saying? And this is, I strangely slightly agree with Joe McCain's daughter. Like, Meg, slightly weirdly.
Did you say Joe McCain?
No, is it Joe McCain? John McCain. You John McCain. Yo, shouts out to you. You know, stay real.
He's not alive.
Well, look, shout in heaven. Anyway, point is, back to Megan. You know, we pick and choose when we want to do these kind of, all right, we want to question him. We don't know if we can trust him, blah, blah, blah. But you can't have that. And Meghan McCain made a pretty good point of, like, not questioning his service, because think of the world we built. Support the troops, support the troops, support the troops. Don't question the war. Support the troops, support the troops, support the troops. This guy's thank you for your service, blah, 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 blah. And then now, after this guy has served, after this guy has gotten a Purple Heart, after this guy has done all these great things and all these commendations and whatever, now it's time to question somebody because the president is being impeached or in the process of being impeached. Now it's, you know, troop question time. You know what I'm saying? It's I kind of see sort of where she's coming from. And hey, look, mark your calendars, because there's probably not going to be no more agreements, even / disagreements with Megan. But how you feel?
Okay, well, let me start off by saying this. I watch The View. I would say fairly often.
Okay.
It's nothing new for Whoopi Goldberg to have to break up anything that has to do with Meghan McCain. She is the only one, and I can say this, she's the only one on there when, you know, Whoopi Goldberg's like, everybody calm down, everybody chill out. She's the only one to keep running her mouth.
Yeah, she's a last word type of person.
Yeah, they got to cut the commercial because she won't shut up all the time. Because she always takes everything like it's me. It's not all about you. We're not trying to cut you off. We're trying to get everybody to stop talking over top of each other so that... We're trying to get everybody to stop talking over top of each other so we can be heard. So, that being said, this is the thing, because this whole thing to me is all about semantics. Because when we say him being questioned, the key word is questioned.
Yeah.
Because I think some people are taking it literally and others are not. There is nothing wrong in and of itself of questioning him in terms of, okay, what exactly did you hear? What exactly did you take out of it as what was trying to be said? That's regular questioning. If someone comes to you and gives you information, yes, you should ask questions for clarification. You should ask questions to get as much detail as you can. So question in terms of that, absolutely. Now, question in terms of you lying. I think you know, in terms of that, that's something different. But at the same time, I don't think that people should be given an automatic pass of everything that comes out of your mouth is completely true simply because you served in the military.
Okay. All right.
Because if that were the case, there would be no such thing as treason.
True. All right. Good. I see where you at. Now, big shout out to Little Miss Chocolate. She said, don't forget T.I.'s son lost his virginity at 14 and T.I. was proud.
Yeah. There's absolute.
So, yeah, the double standard.
Yeah, there's absolute double standard and you know.
Yeah. So,
absolutely.
once again, back to the hypocritical thing.
Yeah.
Where he's like, you know, he's a hypocrite. So,
absolutely.
Controlling, weird, and hypocritical.
Because I was talking to you about this. Because I'm imagining in his mind, look, my job is to protect my daughter's hymen. Now, if you ain't protecting your daughter's hymen, that's on you.
Yeah. And that goes back to
hypocritical.
that goes back to what we were saying about, like, people don't care about people. Like, like it's all like, yo, I'm out for mine. Like my son is
Yeah,
good, so I ain't worrying about yours.
Yeah, and it's always a double standard because
Yeah.
we when a girl gets pregnant, we're always looking at the girl about what she should have done, what she could have done,
Yeah.
and da 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 da. But we very rarely look at the guy. We look at him in terms of child support,
Yeah.
but in terms of his responsibility in everything else, it's all on her. What she should have done, what
Yeah.
she could have done, and saving herself and all of this. But we need to actually express to our boys too that your body is sacred also. You know what I mean? This is something sacred also, and it's just not something that is expressed to our boys. It's not something it's celebrated when by men when your son conquers. It looks like something you conquer. So when your son has sex, it's looked at as a celebration.
Yeah.
When your daughter has sex, you want to go and stab yourself in the eye. It's like, oh my God. But your son had sex with somebody's daughter. Hello.
Yeah, and also remember, like you said, both of their bodies are just as important. You know what I'm saying? And the whole idea of that's just something I hate it. I hate that idea of like, oh well, it's cool, because he had sex.
Right.
And when he was 14, it's like, well, he wasn't ready to have sex at 14.
Right.
You're not. There's so much that sex has to do with, not only physical but also emotional and psychological.
Yeah.
You're like 14. You're not ready. You're just not. And to think that that's something that we gotta. That's another thing I wish that we could like wipe from our society. Like I'd be like, we're done with that.
From society, but we can start with our own families.
Well, yeah.
And let me say this also, and I think a big part of it is because when you look at a girl having sex, you look at it as something's being taken away from her.
Okay.
When you look at a boy having sex, you look at it as he is receiving something.
Okay.
He has gotten something.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And so for men, they look at it as, oh, he accomplished that. He got to take something, which in and of itself should be very disturbing.
Yeah. And then even that, think about when I was growing up, the big thing was women like keep girls from getting pregnant and keep boys out of jail.
Yeah.
But it's like, that's not the only thing. Like those were the imperatives.
Yeah.
Like if you got a son, keep him out of jail. If you got a daughter, keep her from getting pregnant. But it's like there's more to that. And I mean, don't get me wrong. I know those are two large things that can impact the rest of your life.
Yeah.
But there's more to living than that.
Yeah.
Than just staying out of jail. But I mean, it's like I understand it, but there's more. And then this whole thing where, like, oh, well, it's okay because the boy did this. It's like, well, no, he wasn't ready for that either. Right. He wasn't ready to take that step. It's kind of one of those things where you think you want it, and then when you get it, you're like, yeah, maybe this wasn't everything that I thought it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. That's just how I see that one. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I see that one coming through, where it's like we definitely can look at that a different way. You know what I'm saying? And start to change, because if girls' bodies are sacred, then why are boys' bodies not sacred?
Right.
And if boys' bodies are sacred, then why are we not treating them as such?
Right.
And yeah, I don't know. That's just weird to me. This is a weird thing. But with that said, speaking about boys' bodies and girls' bodies, Omarion is back in the news, strangely, weirdly. Well, technically his mama is back in the news. Omarion's mom. Allegedly. Big shout out to Alexander Rogers and the Biffa Emporium. Yo, that dude is killing me, son. Like, I don't even watch these shows. Yeah. Like, dude be killing me. I don't even watch these shows, and dude is just funny, man. Like, so shouts out Alexander Rogers, is straight funny. So allegedly she slept with, Dad, I can't remember his name. It's not Lil Fizz. Lil Fizz had Omarion's baby mama. But it's another dude that she allegedly slept with. And the rumor mill is going around, and it seems like every woman in Omarion's life is just like, I guess it's because it's so close to his circle. Like if his mom had sex with like some guy that like he didn't know or whatever, wasn't in the business, nobody would have cared. But it's like some dude that's close to him. It's like, why this keep happening to him, yo?
But is this really happening to him? I mean, is this happening to him?
Omarion need to make some more music, man. Like, Omarion need to make some hits.
Let's talk about this. Is this happening to him?
It's happening to me.
You know, like, look, we're talking about grown people at this point.
Yeah.
Okay, Omarion is way past grown.
Yeah, because
okay,
Omarion's probably my age, I think.
I don't know.
I might be a little older than Omarion.
He grown.
Yeah.
And all of these guys we're talking about, they're grown. Now, significantly younger than his mother. Yes.
Yes.
But I'm just saying.
But maybe she still got a little, little chutzpah. Still got a little something. She like, look, I know I'm old, but this stuff still work.
Oh God. It's just a hot mess, and it's just so.
It's messy. It's like really messy.
It's very messy, and I'm gonna be honest. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah. Yo, look, B2K. Well, I guess B2K can't really drop an album because there's a lot of beef. There's beef between, like the homosexual stuff and beef between the baby mama stuff.
See,
and
I don't know nothing about none of that, and I don't care.
Well,
I really don't even care.
Yeah, it would take a while to bring you up to speed on that,
care.
But the bottom line is, like, yo, man, Omarion, look, drop some hits, all right? Drop some music. People will be like, yo, they gonna forget about all
But I don't even know why somebody put this in the news.
Icebox.
Like, who cares?
Yo, man, sometimes it'd be a slow news week. Like this news week was kind of slow. Kind of sluggish.
You're slow when you gotta go way.
I mean, I guess it's a good thing. You don't want crazy stuff happening.
Well, you have to dig way back to something about Omarion's mama. Oh, that's a slow work because it's like who? Omarion. You remember when you have to say you remember?
You remember Omarion, right? It's like you remember Omarion. You remember B2K. You remember You Got Served, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, yo, You Got Served was hot. Like you don't like You Got Served.
I don't even know if I even.
Oh man, You Got Served is straight baller. Okay. All right. Anyway. But I did want to leave on some good news, and we kind of touched on this on Wednesday at Beach Vibes Life. But Queen Latifah and her playing Ursula, fantastic performance. Queen Latifah's first album celebrated 30 years this week. It dropped on, I believe, November 9th or November 8th. Yeah, that's right. Ladies first. Ladies first. Ooh, ladies first. Ladies first. Oh man, like her Moni Love. I still have that tape, y'all.
I think yes, I said it. I think I still have
got the tape. Cassette. Put it in that little. You open up the.
That's right.
But big shout out to Queen Latifah. Much love to her. She's killing it on the acting tip. She's about to bring back The Equalizer to CBS, and I'm being choked by my little NERDSoulite on the sneak. So now he can reach up and take hold and put me in a chokehold. But it's just good to see her shining. Queen Latifah has always been an inspiration, and she's never been in no drama neither. Like you've never seen her in nothing crazy. You never see her in nothing crazy. Nothing weird and all that good stuff. Like she's always been cool, and I just wanted to highlight that for a second. So we could end off on some happiness.
But I don't think any of our female rappers, except Lil' Kim, really was, or in Foxy Brown, but that generation, you know what I mean? MC Light, Yo-Yo, Queen Latifah, they weren't into any foolishness. You know what I mean?
Yeah, probably Kim, and then there's some newer young
Yeah, but
ladies.
I'm
but
saying
back
that
then,
that generation, like we just want to make music.
yeah, it's like we just want to rap and do good dope
Look,
stuff.
it's hard enough as females. They're probably like, it's hard enough as females to just get out here. We can't have any foolishness, you know.
Like we can't be doing this craziness. So, with that said, guys, as you can see, he got where he wanted to be. Much love. Before we bounce out of here, big shout out to Little Miss Chocolate. Big shout out to Enrique Carrion, another amazing Patreon supporter. Big shout out to Thought Crimes. Big shout out from the NERDSoul Studios. We got to the left, Lady Lisa, say what's up.
What's up, y'all?
Oh, yeah. And we got NERDSoulite chilling right here. I don't know if you'll be able to see him. Oh, you can see a little baby head. Oh, little baby head. So, anyway, NERDSoulite and myself, NERDSoul, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Thank you for chilling with us. Thank you for hanging. And, of course, until next time, y'all just, look, man, watch your back at any type of fast food restaurant because you never know what's going to happen. Peace. Whoo, said peace. Woo, I said a peace, y'all. Come on. I said, come on. Come on. I said peace. A peace. A peace. Don't stop now. I said, don't stop. Come on. I said, come on. I said, what? Come on. What? Come on. I said, a peace.